Y'all pressed about this Jackie Aina palette. Well, I shouldn't say y'all, not y'all. I know my YouTube fan, but there's mad people press about this Jackie Aina Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. In fact, I think I only heard about this collaboration because of the drama surrounding it. Evidently, Jackie Aina has a palette coming out with ABH, or I don't know, I actually think it came out on the ABH website and it's already sold out. Gotta love that false scarcity marketing, but I'm sure they'll be doing a restock and then releasing it to your Ultas and Sephoras at some point. Anyway, following the announcement, the Jackie Aina detractors took to Twitter and got their angry fingers going post-haste, giving all sorts of reasons they weren't going to buy the palette, and then the Jackie Aina stans pushed back, calling them racist for not wanting to buy the palette. Now, it is not up for debate that Jackie Aina undoubtedly receives an unimaginable amount of misogynoir. Every black woman experiences misogynoir, end of sentence. But a black woman in the social media game with Jackie Aina's level of success is going to draw the ire not just of non-black people, but of black people who think that she straight up just doesn't deserve her success. Envy will make people crazy, which can lead to crazy accusations and what seems to be an obsession with taking her down a peg over some damn eyeshadows. Por ejemplo, some people are accusing Jackie Aina of being racist for some old tweets where she complained about white people not saying excuse me when they cross paths. If you were one of the people offended by those tweets, I got news for you. She's not making this up. I didn't know about that whole fiasco at the time because I ain't on Twitter. And even without knowing about it, I've made that exact same observation and had this exact same conversation with other black friends and other people of color. Either some white people seem to think that we are invisible, or they think that the onus is on all people of color to step aside into a ditch so that they can pass, and we should be the ones to say excuse me. It's just one of the myriad microaggressions, even though I personally don't care for that term, that black people and other people of color experience all day, every day, because it's not just the whole not saying excuse me thing. There's all sorts of other things that come with that, from white people cutting in front of me in lines at grocery stores without even acknowledging my existence on a weekly basis. I am not exaggerating. Another topic for another day. The point is, Jackie Aina was not out of pocket for observing and speaking about these behaviors. They're real. And it is beyond ridiculous to call her racist for doing so. These not my Ariel motherfuckers have somehow found a way to be offended by something that's happening to someone else. Get the fuck out of here. I am genuinely curious to know what the crossover is of people who say that Jackie Aina is racist for pointing out a very real thing that happens to black people and other people of color. I'd love to know how many of these people saying that she's racist are also fans of Jeffree Star, who, as we all know, has said things far more inflammatory, unambiguously racist, and hateful than complaining about white people not saying excuse me. I'm not in the camp that says black people can't be racist, but what Jackie said, girl, this ain't it. Now, as far as her stans go, who say that anyone who doesn't want to support her palette is racist, that's asinine. And the people doing this are actually just damaging the argument of anyone who actually is reasonable, so just stop. People can decide against supporting this palette for any number of reasons, not least of all, not liking the colors in it. However, to cite Jackie somehow being racist for these tweets, or God knows what else, is indicative of utter delusion. And it's essentially the "I know you are, but what am I" line of reasoning that Trump-era bigots love to lean upon. Because the amount of hate that Jackie Aina is getting straight up does not make sense. It is not commensurate with anything that she's ever said or done. The old adage about us having to work twice as hard to get half as much becomes blatantly apparent when we look at these other frauds who are the faces of the YouTube makeup community. Moreover, as a black content creator, you're handcuffed, or shall I say shackled, to be perfect, poised, drama-free at all times, just to have even a hope of not having your entire career snatched away. Jackie Aina has definitely done and said and not said things that I disagree with. But Jackie Aina has never done anything nearly as problematic as the Jeffree Stars, the Jaclyn Hills, the Laura Lees, and yet everyone's still trying to act like she's some great villain. If Jackie Aina had pulled even a quarter of the bullshit that Jaclyn Hill has pulled, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about her having an ABH palette right now, period, end of sentence. The only person I can think of who I've seen involved in this backlash who is warranted in hating Jackie as much as she does is Petty Paige. And even conceding that, I still think Paige took things way too far when she said, I think at one point she said she'd be fine with Jeffree Star calling her a gorilla. The f***? Lastly, the fracas over one of the shade names in the palette. Evidently, there are people upset over a slur being used in the shade name Wigglese. I'll say that again. There are people upset over a racial slur in the shade name Wiggalese. Wiggalese includes a racial slur? Are you fucking high? This All Lives Matter clique is way too hyped to compete in the Oppression Olympics. When I first saw the shade name, my first thought was it was some kind of joke about slaying wigs, like, I'm a weave whisperer, I speak Wiggalese, essentially the parcel tongue of the lace front community. And evidently, that is more or less exactly what the joke behind the shade name is. I saw a clip from what I assume was the announcement video for the palette, and Jackie literally explains the joke. Even though Jackie did exactly that, she explained it. There are nitwits trying to claim that wigga is racist and a slur. God damn, it must be nice not to have any real problems. To try to equate wigger with nigger is such a false equivalency, it needs a video of its own. Fuck that, you could do an entire series. So I hope y'all stretch before that reach, because most importantly, that's not even the reference being made. Sit your ass down. Y'all seriously this press over some eyeshadow? Y'all a mess. I'm so done. I'm gonna go braid my hair. Bye.
That's some nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.